Greetings, I'm Mary Elizabeth. Welcome to Kingdom Groove, your insight into gospel entertainment. I'm on location here at Seaport Village, San Diego, and it is a beautiful day out here today. I'm excited about my next guest. My next guest, Mr. Melvin Parker. How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Look, I know you are busy. Your phone has been ringing, so we're gonna try to make this real quick for you.
No, take your time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you good.
So I'm gonna do a little short story. I had to tell you this because I was just so excited about getting this interview with you. So, you know, we had a meeting not too long ago, myself and a couple of other associates.
Sure.
And so after that meeting, we got outside and my brain sort of like exploded and I was like, oh, I gotta do an interview with Melvin Parker. And so one of the guys said, you just lit up like a kid in a candy store. You don't even know how massive that was inside my head.
All I could be is just me. You know, most of the time when I'm with people, I just try to be authentically me, and if I could do that and it helps someone.
Yeah.
But I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm humble.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So geeked about this whole thing.
Thank
but you. I want to do time travel. Okay,
all
let's
right.
time travel.
Okay.
Melvin and I have known each other since North Park days for you.
Yeah.
I'm still there. And then you started something called Psalmist Hour.
Yeah, the Psalmist Hour.
The Psalmist Hour, which was this wonderful thing for San Diego. Explain to some of the people out there who don't know nothing about San Diego, or you know what I mean? The Psalmist Hour.
Yeah. So the Psalmist Hour, you know, when I got saved, I went to church. When I wasn't saved, I wasn't saved.
Okay.
I got down. I like to go to clubs, ministry, all of them. Just those. I clubbed a lot. So when I got saved, I said, you know, I went through the traditional route. You know, I was old school. You know, just following instruction. But at some point, I felt like, man, I just want to go kick it. I don't need to drink or anything like that, but I want to go somewhere that I could just go and hang out, someplace that I could take a date if I wanted to, that wasn't in a church building, that wasn't something that I didn't feel like I was having, I wasn't in church without it being overly secular, if you will. So I came up with the concept of the Psalmist Hour, which is live music and spoken word, as you know, and we started off, and I remember the first show, you know, we thought we was doing, so I used to do this comedy show with Omega Spells was his name. And we called him the bishop of all of them. And so those shows became successful. And that's how the Psalmist Hour ended up spinning off, was from those shows where he had asked me to manage them. I don't know why, but he must have saw something in me that I didn't see. So started managing him, and we put the shows together. First show, like 4 people showed up, 2 left at intermission. I sat there and cried, right? Oh, no. I was upset. I was highly upset because I spent all my little pocket money on advertisement and just was sure I would sell out because my Coronado shows had sold out. And it was a lesson where God had showed me saying, look, man, you said if you touch just 1, you got 2. What you complaining about? So I said, okay, from that point on, it was like, just do what you do and don't worry about the numbers. You know, it's just like social media. I just do what I do. I'm not worried about the numbers or what have you, because I have purpose in everything that I do. And if I can touch people's lives, then that's what I wanted to do.
And so you touched, and by the time I started coming to Psalmist Hour, it was a nice crowd of people. I hadn't really even heard about it until like weeks or months later, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to go. So it was really something that was very inspiring. I really enjoyed that. I know people probably asked you, but we won't get into that. I'm sure somebody has called you and asked you, when are you going to start it up? It's going to come back?
I've been hearing about it. I did the Psalmist Hour for 6 years. I've been hearing about that show for the last 10 years. I hear more about it last year than I ever had, though. Before, and it's just, you know, when you attempt to do something right, you never know how it's going to touch people. So for me, it was a testament that work wasn't in vain. Because since then, hasn't been anything like it. Right.
So you stepped into something that was really way down inside of you, and like you said, he saw something in you that put you there.
Sure.
So from there, now let's jump back into the future to what you're doing now.
Okay.
You are producing shows. One's called The Block, but then you had something before The Block, which was local. You were touching bases on local businesses throughout San Diego.
Well, it was actually The Block did come first, and then we started doing a show called The Spotlight, and The Spotlight covered film, fashion, and music locally. It still does, so we'll begin production on season 2 of that show. But yeah, I started doing The Block TV. I was a government contractor for about 20 years, and God had just laid on my heart to do something amazing, and I just have a crazy story behind just getting into what I do and leaving government contracting, where my now wife had won a scholarship to National University for broadcast journalism, full ride scholarship.
Wow.
And we was like, man, that's amazing, because we both wanted to do something similar. That's what our connection was. So the next year came up, and she was like, hey, the scholarship's coming up again. I was like, okay, cool, you got it. So why we need, I wasn't thinking about a scholarship. We were trying to get married. So she was like, no, I think you should go for it. Lo and behold, I end up winning a full ride scholarship for broadcast journalism. And that was my sign at that point that that's what God wanted me to do. I thought he was providing. He put me in a position where I didn't have any excuse not to pursue it, because I didn't have to pay for school. He hooked me up with a mate that had a similar vision that I knew I could lean on when times get rough, if you will, that understood the industry, that we could work together and be on one accord. And from there, it just kind of took off. And there's a lot more to it, but I'll save that for another time.
And you talked about, when we were together a while back, about getting with like-minded people with same vision as you have, or something similar to that, so that everybody can grow together. And so since you have, your wife is like that for you, how do you find somebody? I mean, are there specific things that you look for?
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So for me, you can tell, it's almost like when people fish, right? Like, I go out there and I fish. People who know the fishing industry, they'll bring up a net full of stuff that isn't meant to be in that net, right?
Yeah.
They just cast it off, and they keep what's meant to be on the boat, the thing they intended to have. And I kind of use the same approach when it comes to finding people that are like-minded, because if you don't cast your net, if you don't try, you're going to get rejected. It's people that won't fit. Situations may get sticky, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you end up with people that are like-minded, and those are the ones that help you get through the hard times. Those are the ones that make that help build that vision, and that's what you want. You want people who, you don't want people exactly like you per se.
Okay.
When I say like-minded, I don't mean people who are exactly like me, who process or think like me. I mean people who see the vision and they're saying, look, I'm going to take my skill or my gift, if you will, and I'm going to contribute it to this common goal that we have, so that we can work together and create that common goal and make this thing successful.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. And so y'all know this is going to be a 2-part series, okay? Because Melvin has a lot of information.
Wow.
And you'll be my first 2-part series.
I heard that.
Okay?
I'm honored.
We do
I'm honored.
2-part stuff. So
I'm
that's
honored.
how this is going to work.
Yeah.
So then the next thing I want to get to is your studio now is EQ Studios. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay, so you hooked up with NBC, or is that in the process of hooking up with NBC and Fox?
So EQ Studios is my company. I'm the co-owner with Hector Ramos, and so we own the studio. NBC is what I call my side hustle.
Okay.
NBC, I've been with NBC for 10 years.
Okay.
I've been with them, and I do production for NBC. But I put myself in a position where I could do both, where it wouldn't be a conflict of interest. So actually I own the studio and I still do work with NBC.
Okay. All right. Now, how does Fox play in all of this?
Fox is just someone that we're pursuing. As if you're looking and watching Fox right now, you need to put the Block TV on Fox TV.
Let's say that.
It's the hottest show that's going to be out, and get on board while you can.
Right.
So.
That's the CW.
CW is past. That's no.
That's no.
That's a pass. That's season 1.
Okay.
So if you want the history of the Block TV, so we started as an online show, and we start working on it, and there's no guarantees in this industry, especially when you're in a town like San Diego,
right,
where there's no big media presence. So we're like, look, our goal is to get on TV, but if we don't do that, at least we know we got quality product that we can put out online and build popularity, because it was at the changing of the guards where now people aren't just watching TV, people are using these.
Right.
This is, our audience, when you look at our analytics, they're watching on their phones or on their computers, somewhere. So we knew we could still be competitive and be able to generate revenue for ourselves through other outlets besides TV.
Okay.
TV is still king, so you do want it, because the fact that when you put together your, what we call, the sponsorship deck, which is the piece that you pitch to networks, to businesses, if you will, for sponsorships, when you have that, you want it to have, it looks good when it says we were aired on CW or we were aired on NBC or Fox. So they're still king, but the changing of the guards is happening as we speak right now. So we don't feel threatened or desperate that we have to be on a network, but it is a goal because they're still king at this point, but eventually it'll be more online stuff or streaming media.
Okay. Now, my final question for you, we're talking about the big picture here.
Let's hold it.
We're talking about the big picture here. Have you, in your mind, reached the big picture for you, or you got to even bigger? You got to even bigger, right?
Listen, I'm sitting right here hollering at you and had the time to come and see you, right? I've not reached listen, I've not even reached step 1. Like, I'm not even on level 1 of where I see myself being. Like, this is, I feel fortunate to be in the position that I'm in, and I'm super grateful that God would even allow me to accomplish what I've accomplished. If I was to die today, I think God has allowed me to do some amazing things, but for me, God is great. He isn't just amazing. He is beyond, there's no word to describe what he is. And if I'm made in his image, then what you think I'm supposed to shoot for? Right. So for me, it's like, that's cute and that's cool. And I'm grateful that I was able to create something, if you will, and to have something that aired on television in a market that usually doesn't allow independent, productions to put their stuff on too much. I'm honored for it, but I haven't even begun. Like, I don't feel like I've done anything, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Well, I mean, I'm inspired.
Thank you.
So much, and I'm so grateful that we've connected.
Yeah.
We stayed connected.
Right.
You get to know people before they get on.
Yeah.
Probably not even level 1.
Yeah.
At the beginning stages of what they're about and what they're going to do. Encourage somebody out there real quick that's going to want to do something in their life to fit them, whatever that is.
Sure. I think you just have to be authentic to yourself, no matter what it is. If if God had called me to plant flowers, I had a father that said, if you're going to do something, do it well and do it right. So I just always encourage people and say, look, stop looking around you as to what you think you should be, or what people tell you should be. Be authentically you, and be encouraged by yourself. The Bible says you got to encourage yourself sometimes. And everyone's not going to get what you do. Everyone's not going to understand. I remember I used to pass out flyers at some churches, and we had this one in particular that the character on it happened to be a shade of red that didn't look good to them, and so they said, oh, it's of the devil, right? People kept saying, oh, it's of the devil, but here I am 16 years later, and people are still talking about that show. We're talking about it today in this interview, and so, I learned a lot from I'm just gonna be me, and some are gonna like it, some aren't, and I encourage people, no, just be you. Do the best you can with what you got. And if you have goals that you want to set, it's hard, it's hard, and you just got to pay the dues. you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have failures, you're going to get depressed, you're going to get angry, you're going to want to quit, you're going to, all that stuff. I can promise you all that. I can't promise you the money and all this other stuff that comes with it. I do promise you, you'll go through a whole plethora of emotions. But you know, for me, it's like, well, okay, if I'm a child of God, then, you know, I'm going to stress and where I go through them, but I know how my story ends because I trust him that much. I trust God that much to where, you know, that stuff doesn't stop me. As you can see, I mean, you've been knowing me for a number of years. It's not going to stop me from going where I'm getting, and neither is people opinions of, you know, and this is a big one, like just as a human, you know, you starting your show, someone say, man, Mary, you've been doing this for 3 years and 5, she ain't did nothing yet. She's still doing it.
I keep going.
You just got to keep going. So what? It's not my time. If it was my time, it would happen. And if it's not, I'm just going to keep it moving. I'm going to stay the course and I'm going to keep it moving. And that's what, you know, for me, that's helped me tremendously because I did grow up super shy. I grew up, you know, being a people pleaser, and I was fortunate enough where God broke me out of that mold and made me bold, you know, to go from this shy kid who couldn't even look people in the eye to being in an industry where it's about image, it's about being in people's faces, it's about talking and selling yourself and really hyping up whatever product you have, right? So I just trust God, and, you know, if he be for me, who can be against me?
Melvin Parker, everybody, so excited and thrilled. Now, give us information about your studio, because your studio, EQ Studios, the public can come and use that.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct? Yeah, people can come and rent the studio for their own photo shoots or video productions. And then we also, if you're saying, no, we don't want that, we want to hire someone out to do it for us, we have an idea we want, then we have creative services as well that can produce the pieces for you. So it's a whole lot. We got 2 studios there. One's a natural light studio, one's a cyclorama wall, which is, some people call it an infinity wall. So we have those, lighting, just a whole gamut. You know, we work with people from New York, from Austria, from Texas, Nashville, people from all around the country and around the world have been to our studio. Switchfoot has shot their music videos there. Rob Stone. We're very blessed and fortunate to be in the position we're in. So come on down, you know, you see me on camera, you know who I am. Come talk to me if you want to do anything, and we'll do everything we can to help you out and make sure help you make your dreams come true.
So the address, I believe, is 2001
Main Street. Yep.
Barrio Logan. Should I call it Barrio Logan?
San Diego. Yeah, 92113.
Look him up. You might need some services. Thank you so much.
No, I'm honored.
Oh my God, I'm so thrilled.
Thank
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, girl, come on. I got you. I got you all day.
Thank you. So, all right, you guys know what I do at the end. You know, like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, stay in the groove.